What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. We lost three people today. Uh, Siegfried and Roy. Remember Roy passed away. From the guy, you guys are probably too young to remember. But Siegfried and Roy used to do the White Lions and bring them out on stage and all of these different things. And one day that lion grabbed him by the neck, jumped on him, and tried to pull him to safety and actually bit into his neck. So they ended up pulling the whole show off because of that after Roy got bit by one of the White Lions. So that ended the whole Vegas show for Siegfried and Roy. Roy from that point has been basically a paraplegic, and of course Siegfried and Roy was lovers. It was funny because this black couple went there to show how oblivious the husband was to everything that was going on. The husband was like, "Oh man, baby, look, they said them two dudes was gay. Oh, Siegfried and Roy. What? Yeah, it said right there. Siegfried and Roy. They was gay, they love us." She was like, "What rock have you been under? We went to the show. Didn't you see the way they was dressing? I thought that was for the show." Show you how much blacks really didn't pay attention to Siegfried and Roy. Or even go to them shows and left their wife, drugged them to go see something. So now, after this, it becomes even more crazy, right? After this, it gets more bizarre. Siegfried and Roy, they create this story that Roy had a heart attack on stage. He was having a stroke, and the lion was trying to protect him. So he just drug him off to safety. Well, needless to say, their act was over. Just as abruptly as it started, it ended just that way. They met on a cruise ship they were performing at, and the rest was history. And now Roy has seemingly passed away from the coronavirus. Moving us next to Little Richard. Tutti Frutti, home Rooney, a wop bop ba doom bop ba lop bamboo. Right there at the start of rock and roll was this guy, Chuck Berry and Little Richard. They're the fathers of the rock and roll sound. And Little Richard, right away, when he met James Brown, when James Brown was up and coming, and he was performing in his band, he the one that motivated James Brown. Listening to Little Richard playing to be free for him. Little Richard's most noted for his award ceremony speech where he was announcing somebody was winning a Grammy or something. And everybody thought it was the funniest thing ever. When Little Richard got up there and said, "I ain't never won no award. Y'all ain't never gave me no Grammy. Woo! I'm still the king." Once he said that, the winner is me. Y'all never gave me no award. Y'all never gave me no Grammy. I'm still the king. Woo! Everybody got up, applauded, and clapped and laughed and thought that was the funniest thing of the night. But he was telling the truth. Because, see, Little Richard, like the majority of them, sold away their publishing rights for money. They gave up all their publishing. Good got it! Man's about it! And all that stuff. All those great songs that they made, they sold away their publishing rights. A lot of those artists didn't even know they had him. They were not educated on the business side of things, and just for fame and fortune and to live glamorous and look like they have all this stuff, they sacrificed all of their back stuff back when they wouldn't be performing no more. So now, in order to get money, they had to do shows for a living. And in his last days, once his career was over, he didn't want to perform his songs anymore. He wanted to just do Christian music and sing in the church. Because that's where he grew up singing from, the church. Mostly everybody did. So that's what happened with Little Richard. He moved on to the lifestyle of the church and the Lord. And rest in peace to them. And last but not least, Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell, record producer. I remember my mom them met Andre. She couldn't believe. She heard everybody else pass. She didn't even hear that Andre Harrell passed. I'm like, yeah, Andre Harrell passed away. But what was so really odd and strange about the whole thing was that Andre Harrell, who was by many looked at to be the guy who discovered Sean Puffy Combs, also was the guy who was always mistaken for John Singleton in the 90s. And it would piss him off. I mean, it was funny because they were friends. And they gonna meet up and it'll be cool and everything. But man, I was with Andre Harrell and I think, was it 2001? It might have been 2001 and 2002, and he was really pissed off. White people kept calling him John Singleton, and man, that is like one of my fondest moments. Being on a party with Andre Harrell there, I think it's 2001, and Andre Harrell was there, and he had brought Uptown Records up with Heavy D and everybody else, so they were like really big up in him, and he had went to Motown, so it was like a Motown. He had the Uptown to Motown thing, and they were like, yeah, he's over there. It's John Singleton, and he just lost it. He was like, he was like, do you tell Al Pacino, hey man, I love your movie, Robert De Niro, huh? You never tell him that? He said, would you tell Al Pacino and call him Robert De Niro? Would you tell Robert De Niro he Al Pacino? He was like, me and John Singleton don't look the damn thing alike. We just both black. Man, man, I get tired of this. I've never saw Andre Harrell. You could never picture him mad. He was mad. And I think that's the time I think he was with Taraji and them at the time, or Sanaa Lathan. Taraji and Sanaa Lathan, they were doing their little, yeah, so it was around that time. You know, they was getting their Hollywood hoeing on at the time, so they was hanging out with the big fish. But yep. I'll never forget that. He was a great producer, great eye for talent. Puffy ended up hiring him. He wasn't bitter that he fired him, because Puffy realized, I should be fired. For what I did, I realized that I made a video for a song that didn't work and wasted a lot of money of this company when they told us we did not need this video. He told Puff, we don't need this video for Gotta Love. This is not the song. Puffy thought this was the song. We need that high energy dance record by Jodeci. We gotta love. Yeah, that song. So they made a video for Gotta Love, and Puffy loved the song, but nobody else did. So he was immediately terminated for that decision, which forced him to go out and get the money for Bad Boy, and had his startup label, and he came in with Biggie and and did his thing. Clive believed in him because Clive seen him work. Seen he was a workaholic. He wanted it. And that's how Puff know to be. So he ended up hiring Andre Harrell once he got fired, basically from Motown. He went to Uptown, built that up, and went to Motown, and things went bad at Motown. Motown was borderline bankrupt when they hired him, thinking that he would be the one to bring them out of the slump of the way they used to be into modern times. And it just, so much red tape, so many restrictions and budget problems, and he just was handcuffed. So then they end up, well, this ain't working out with him, let's fire him. And they blamed Andre Harrell for everything and fired him, knowing that they were going to go under anyway. They just needed to go under blackface, I guess. So once he was fired, he was depressed for a while, and Puffy gave him a job working with him on Bad Boy. That's really big, and that goes a long way. And of course, a lot of you guys remember Tupac being mad at Andre Harrell when Andre Harrell got him on, put him on the set for New York Undercover. New York Undercover was a show he produced. That was his TV series. He was actually going to do it. He was in production of a TV series called Uptown, based on the rise of Uptown Records when he passed away. Then, Tupac blamed him because Andre Harrell was basically the guy who's in contact with all of those guys, but Andre Harrell didn't have nothing to do with him being set up. Then there was the incident that happened in the death row offices that only Andre would know and Suge would know. Then Andre's gone. But we know Andre left the country after that incident. Whatever happened there, he left the country. So he had to take a vacation. Now, here's the scenario. And I mean the scenario. We don't know the terms of how he died or anything like that. They haven't released that to the public. He was 59 years of age. He always seemed very energetic, very into his music, his craft, everything. It was very tragic to hear, what happened to him. So for all three, they made a lot of accomplishments to this world that will succeed them in life. So thank you for the memories. As life goes on, as one day we will all not be here. Maybe this video will live on. Who knows? But until then, y'all be blessed, be safe. I'm out.